Good work from the camera crew. I did ask them to get a shot of Benjamin Robert, so I could just explain that. Everybody working hard around the stadium and everybody very much looking forward to the climax of the evening. There's Mariano Garcia. He'll give us a little revving of a motorbike greeting when the camera focuses in on him. He's on the inside in this second semi-final. Top two, remember, and the non-automatic times. Bowl 1:45.58. Langford 1:45.91 for the Aussie and the Briton respectively. Good heat this one. That's Noah Kibet, the world indoor silver medalist. He's only 18. Such a tender talent, but one who could deliver. So, let's have a look at this second semi-final then. Tetsukianu of Italy will be on the outside.
Semi-final number 2 of the men's 800 metres.
PB
for Italy,
in qualification.
the champion Catalin Tekachanu.
Might need another one. Noah Kibet will be just inside him.
In lane 7, the world
indoor silver, world junior bronze. Initially 6th and then upgraded to 5th in Heat 5, but he comes through as one of the non-automatic qualifiers. Watch for Zafai of Morocco, NCAA champion this year. He won Heat 3 and looked pin sharp. He's definitely one to watch. Gabriel Tual, 7th in the final last year. 1:44.23 for 4th in the Paris Diamond League, so he's in PB shape. Kramer was bumped and pushed in Heat 6, but he made it through. Former European silver medalist, he'll be relieved to be on the starting lineup.
In lane 3, he's got a lifetime.
Sedjati of Algeria has won 8 of his 9 races in 2022, indoors and out. He's another one who looks like he's in cracking nick.
In lane 2, the European
Daniel Rowden, former European under-23 silver medalist, second in the national champs, a 50.8 first lap yesterday. Did the damage to the field. Do we get the motorbike today?
Mariano Garcia.
Yeah, there he goes. But it's effective, isn't it? On paper, Sejati of Algeria in 3, Zafai of Morocco, really sharp running from the Algerian and the Moroccan in lanes 3 and 6 yesterday. But this could be tight. Second semi-final, only the top 2 coming back for the big one. So the 2 non-automatic times are in the 1:45s. Peter Boll and Kyle Langford. Will this be a little more aggressive in this second semi-final? Kibet on the outside is such a young but tender, tenacious talent, only 18 years of age. Kramer will be hoping to not make the same mistakes that he did yesterday. He was all over the place with 200 to go. He was quite lucky, A, to stay on his feet, and B, to get through. Kramer from Quebec, Chouard. Sejati, though, the Algerian, and Zafai of Morocco finished like steam trains in their respective heats. So keep a close eye on the second from the back as they go through the bell. What was it, 51.9? So this is an honest pace. Garcia of Spain trying to get up onto Kramer's shoulder. No move yet from Zafai or from Sejati. Kibet holding the inside line now. The 18-year-old is having to work for this. Tual looks fairly steady. And now the Algerian watch is coming into your picture. And so too Zafai. They're beginning to mount their charge on the outside. And Kibet, the early leaders, coming under some pressure. Garcia's beginning to rock and roll. It looks a little bit tense, the Spaniard, as they come past him on the outside and the inside. Excellent running by Sejati. And good work by Tual. Sejati and Tual. And I think just on the line, it might have been Daniel Rao, maybe. Very close between him and Zafai. But I told you, Sejati looked pin sharp yesterday, the Algerian. And he and Tual are the athletes rewarded with a place in the final. It's very, very tight on the line. I thought Rowden might have just outdipped his opponent for third. We'll wait and see.
And he celebrates.
Yeah, and rightly so.
I think Kibet made a bold move trying to take the lead, but as you said, he started to labor a little bit coming home around the last bend, and they overtook him and he faltered coming home.
Rowden did take the nod for third, but it's academic because it's not as fast as the two non-automatic qualifiers from the first of the semi-finals. There was quite a lot going on here, Gail. The Spaniard drifted backwards. Garcia, he was disappointing. Kramer was trying to come through the inside, but Sejati of Algeria and Tual both ran really, really well. Rowden was lunging for the line. Obviously, really important to try and come third, give him a chance of a non-automatic spot, but that will not be enough for the Briton. But very, very good qualification by the Algerian and the Frenchman in first and second. Relief for the British and the Australian fans, with Boll and Langford surviving, potentially being knocked out by the third and fourth place finishers here. Tual looked very comfortable there, looking over his shoulder. He'll be hoping that his compatriot Benjamin Robert joins him in the final. Very good qualification from these two.
To see what happens, because the Italian looked like he finished like a train coming home.
Sejati and Tual making sure Rowden and the Italian did finish quickly, but it's academic. They will not be in the shake-up for a non-automatic spot in the final. But the Algerian and the Frenchman will most certainly be there. Champion in Daegu, Beijing, London, Doha, the defending champion. Fifth in the US champs with mid-16s. He's not that far off the qualification line, but quite frankly, it's just brilliant to see him vaguely fit and healthy again. 6.17 in the first round, 6.48 in the second, and that looked as though it was around about the same. Just looking at the round summary, he's not going to make the final, but he must have thought, Gail, that there was a chance he might never jump again at any level.
Exactly. I mean, he ruptured his Achilles last year in May of 2021, had surgery, and coming back, and you talk about the pounding force between that hop step and the first and second jump. It's like 22 times your weight on an injured Achilles. So for him to even be here, we're extremely proud of him and expect to see him back next year.
Yes, he might look like he was in the top 12 of that group. He was, but overall, with the groups combined, down in 18th. Right. The non-automatic times are still Peter Boll of Australia with 1:45.5, Langford of Great Britain 1:45.9. El Gessi goes in lane 2, third in heat 6. There are some very, very quick men in the lanes outside him. Robert just giving himself a big slap in the face, hoping not to make the same mistakes he did yesterday. Very lucky to be in the semis for the reasons we've already explained. Right. This is packed, this one. De Arriba, fourth in the world indoors last year. Third in heat 1 as well, he looked good. If they can make this fast, they might get 4 through from this one and deny Boll and Langford a place in the final. Mark English, former European bronze medalist. The Irishman, third in heat 5. Season's best in the heat as well, so that bodes well, doesn't it? Slimene moula. He won Stockholm. He's won all 6, and in all 16 of his races this season, he's been on the podium. He is pin sharp. Benjamin Robert, second in Birmingham and Stockholm. Won the Paris Diamond League, shoving his elbows all over the place. Very lucky to not have been knocked out yesterday. Wanyonyi, World Junior Champion last year, third in Heat 3. He has got 1:44.01 this year. Marco Aaron, when he's in the groove, he is Rudisha-esque to watch. Pan American champion. Fastest qualifier yesterday, 1:44.56. El Gessi, a 3:38 1500 metre man, that was last year, 8th in the African Championships and 3rd in Heat 6. Ayuni, the African Games champion in 2019. Semis in Doha, semis in Tokyo. Could he go one better here? Aerop in 3, Wanyonyi 4, Robert 5 and Moula, Algeria, the favourites here. Only 2 guaranteed a place in the final, but those non-automatic times of 1:45 are within the grasp of every single man in this semi-final. maybe if they're bold and brave, we could get 4 into the final from this third semi. Watch Arock in lane 3. He is a man mountain. He's got really wide shoulders. He is built like David Rudisha. And when he gets going, as he did earlier this month with that 1:43.26, that's a fantastic time to lay down in July. He is majestic. He's got no interest in this early pace at the moment. The youngster Wanyonyi leads from Moula. Remember, Moula's been on the podium in every single race he has contested in 2022. English quite sensibly in third. Arock is on the outside, second from the back. And Wanyonyi's turning this into a fairly honest pace. He's so young and so inexperienced. What an opportunity this is for him. 52.07. Teenager leads. Now Arock coming up on the outside of Moula. He will have seen Sedjati, his Algerian teammate, go through in the second of the semi-finals. Wanyonyi and Arock, first and second. English and Moula trying to hang on. Arock hits the front. You see what I mean? Look at the power and the stride length in those legs. There's no tension in that upper body whatsoever. He is utterly majestic to watch. That really is of the highest caliber. Wanyonyi's now getting a little bit tense. Moula trying to come past him, trying to make it 2 Algerians in the final. Look at the charge of the... Wanyonyi is third, Robert fourth. Now, let's watch the clock very, very carefully. Have Wanyonyi and Robert denied Bol and Langford? They might have done. The times are of crucial importance here. 1:44.89. Moula once again showing why he's having such a brilliant, consistent season. Wanyonyi is there with 1:45.42. Robert misses out just 1:45.67. Bol was 1:45.58. So Langford from the first of the semi-finals doesn't go through, but Bol, the Australian, does with Wanyonyi. They are the 2 non-automatic qualifiers, and the Australians, who have such high hopes for Bol, will be mightily relieved, as will his charismatic agent, James Templeton, who says he is in cracking form. Meanwhile, well, I thought he was going to run well, Moula. Comes through to deny Marco Arock, but the Canadian is there. And so too Wanyonyi. The get out of jail card for Robert almost got him into the final, but not quite.
Arock is so smooth when you watch him. He's not expending any extra energy. And then you see Moula coming saying, wait a minute, you can't get away from me yet. I got something to do. I was very impressed with the 17-year-old who led from the beginning. He has nothing to lose. He's like, you know what? I'm going to go out and stay as close as I can and charge to the finish line.
Well, you can see why he ran a mid-143s just earlier this month. He's hit peak form at just the right time. But those 2 Algerians, not just that great run there from Moula, but Sejati, who went through from the previous semi-final, they could pose a real threat to Arock and Bol. Moula coming through, continuing his excellent and very consistent form. The majestic-looking Arock will be in the final, and he'll be one of the favourites. Wanyonyi scrapes home as a non-automatic qualifier. Robert just missing out. Emmanuel Carrier, the Olympic champion, answered some questions. Sejati was excellent. One of 2 Algerians in impressive fashion. There's his teammate. Great run from Slimene Moula, 1:44.89. Brilliant final in prospect. The Olympic champion will be there. We've got 2 really in-form Algerians. And down the bottom, Peter Bol survives an anxious wait after not getting an automatic spot in the first semi-final. It doesn't matter. He's in the showdown. And what a showdown it will be.